Hello, everyone. Let's start our story. We are going to take chapter 6, and the title of our chapter is Where is Robert? We said that last time Lucy went to her granddad to bring another time travel phone to Robert because the pickpockets took his time travel phone and he cannot go back to his granddad without a time travel phone. So Lucy went to her granddad to bring another one to him. And we said that Toby took Robert for a walk in London and they stopped in the baker's shop because Robert wanted to tell him that there will be a great fire tonight. But the baker didn't believe him. And after this, the pickpockets came again. Let's see, here can you see? The pickpockets came again and they wanted another time travel phone from Robert because they sold the first one to a gentleman, to a rich man. And this rich man wants another one. So the leader of the gang, they are the gang, the group of the group of the pickpockets, and this is the leader wanted another time travel phone, but Robert didn't have. He told them that he didn't have any time travel phones. And I want all of you to look at Toby. Can Toby help him? No, he couldn't help him because they are many. So they took Robert to a dark room. Let's go and look at it. Look at the dark room. Now the pickpockets locked Robert in a dark room, and it was very smelly. There was a very bad smell in it, and it was full of rats. It was full of rats. Okay, in this time, Lucy came back. I want all of you to look with me here. Lucy now came back from the present. She came back from her granddad, and she has the two time travel phones, one to herself and the other is for Robert. And she found Molly, Toby's sister, is washing Toby's cuts and bruise. Bruise means eye cuts. So she saw that Molly is washing Toby's cuts, and she asked them what happened, and they told her that the pickpockets took Robert. Now Lucy said that Robert is in a great danger because the fire will start tonight, and we don't know where is he. So she said that we must go and search for him before the fire starts. And they kept walking all the night and calling for Robert, but he didn't hear them. But while he was sleeping, a big rat cut or bit his ankle. I want all of you to look at the room again. He slept, and a big rat bit his ankle. This is the ankle, this is the ankle, and the big rat bit him. So he screamed very loudly. And who heard his voice? The children, his friends. Now Toby pulled Robert out of the dark room, and look at his sister. She's helping him to pull Robert out of the room. And now they found Robert, and they have two time travel phones. So they must leave before the fire starts. Okay, I want all of you to read with me the story. All of you hold your highlighter. Here again, the pickpockets caught Robert, and they took him to a dark room. in the house in Fish Street. Okay, this is a street in London. And we said that Toby couldn't help him because he was chased away. Chased away means to make someone leave. So he chased away by the pickpockets, and his sister Molly was shouting very loudly. And now Robert asked them, what do they want from him? So again, Robert asked them, why do you want a phone? And they said that we sold the first one to a rich gentleman, and he wants another one. He wants another one. But he said that I haven't got another one. And the gang leader looked very angry. And the pickpockets locked Robert in a dark room. What's the meaning of locked? Locked means to put someone in a place and he cannot get out of this place. So they put or locked Robert in a dark room at the bottom of the house. And they said that we will come tomorrow night and you will not go out except you give us another time travel phone. And this was the room. And now the room, it was very hot and smelly. Smelly means there was a very bad smell. There was a very bad smell in that room. But now Robert is very afraid. Why? Because no one knew where he was. Then he remembered about the fire. He knew he must get out of that dark, smelly room because the fire will start and he is locked in the room. He cannot escape from the fire. So it's very dangerous. And now Lucy came back and she saw Molly washing Toby's cuts. What's the meaning of cuts? Let's see. This is a cut. This is a cut. So Lucy was washing Toby's cuts and bruises. And again, we said bruises means eye, cuts. Bruises means eye when you are hit in your eyes. Let's look at the picture. So this is bruise. So there was a bruise around his eye. Okay. Okay, well, let's look at the meaning of bruise. Okay, again, we saw the picture. Let's complete reading. Now she said, where is Robert? And they told her that he is in a real danger. And she said that we have to find him tonight before the great fire begins. And she said, now let's go and look for Robert. Let's go and look for Robert before the fire starts. And the weather was warm. Warm means hot in the street, and a strong, dry wind was blowing. And it is very dangerous because when it's windy, the fire will spread faster. So it was very dangerous when it's hot and windy. So the fire will spread very, very fast. And we said they kept walking and looking for Robert. And Robert was sleeping and he awoke suddenly. He woke up suddenly. Why? Rats were running all over him. And one bit his ankle. And he screamed. So how did the children find Robert? When a rat bit his ankle, he screamed. And they heard his scream and they got him out of the dark room. Here, she said that let's pull him up. I will build you up. Rob said this. Toby said this, and the girls held on to Toby. And Robert climbed out of the window and he said, "Thank you." And he said, "Oh, thank you." Then he saw Lucy. "You are back." And she said, "Of course I am. And have you got another time travel phone?" Lucy took one from her pocket and showed it to him. So now they are ready to go back to their granddad. And so next chapter, we will know what happened. Now I want all of you to open the story booklet. Let's open the story booklet. Okay, this is chapter 6 in the story booklet. Let's read the question. Where was Robert? Why was he in real danger? He was locked in a dark room at the bottom of the house. He was in danger because the great fire would start that night and no one knew where he was. So now it was locked. He was locked in a room, so he cannot escape from the fire. So it's a very dangerous situation. Now let's go to number 2. What was the weather like on the night of the great fire? And we said it was warm and a strong wind was blowing. And we said it's very dangerous because it will help the fire to spread faster. How did the children find Robert? When the rats bit him, he screamed, and the children heard his scream, and they got him out of the dark room. Okay, now let's go and search for Robert. Who said this? Lucy. Lucy said this to the children when she came back from the present and didn't find Robert. And where is it? It was in Toby's house. It was in Toby's house. So it's very important to write the place. Don't forget to write the place. So you write who said this, to whom, where, and why. The gang leader looked angry. Why? Because Robert told him that he doesn't have any time travel phone. The pickpockets locked Robert in a dark room at the bottom of the house. When Lucy arrived, Molly was washing Toby's cuts and bruises. So this is chapter 6. And inshallah next time we are going to take chapter 7. Thank you for listening.